Alright there you guys again, welcome to another of my live videos, and I'm gonna be updating you again on more latest news. The break headlines you see on my headlines, even Perisic is getting closer and closer and closer. I'm gonna explain to you now. Because according to the other day, what I'd looked at about even Perisic, that there'd be him and the manager and Inter Milan in general had been having showdown talks, which I couldn't really get my head round because that should have been done in May. And the months and months that it's been stemming, and the months and months we've been heavily linked with even Perisic, I'd expect to be fully announced by now for even Perisic. And he also, there was something on Instagram, or was it in social media or something like that, that he did say he was at an airport and that his destination was unknown. But now, according to the reports, that Inter Milan are already now looking for alternative replacements for even Perisic, as he is forcing a move to the Premier League. He does insist that he wants to leave Inter Milan and that he wants to come to the Premier League. So it is very, very close now. But, as I said, with bids that have been rejected in the past with even Perisic, that I think that they've still got that price tag out. That I think that Damasio, the Italian journalist, I said he's very reliable and trustworthy when it comes to Italian reports, is Damasio. It was around about 55 million euros that Inter Milan's valuation asking price were for him. I still don't think we're going to be willing to pay that 55 million euro valuation asking price of Inter Milan. We've had I think it's a 35 million bid rejected, or a 40 million bid being rejected, and that was basically the most that we was going to pay for the likes of even Perisic, because as you saw before on the reports that Inter Milan were willing to keep him, and with the contract, they said he was going to be taken off the transfer market, and they was going to offer him a new contract. And at that moment in time then, the transfer basically looked inflated. And then Jose Mourinho basically said he had more intentions then on Bernardeschi, who currently Juventus are in for. As I said, them two are comparable. There's obviously the age difference, but I think they're comparable in their play. Very good in the air, good at driving forward, tremendous speed, crossing ability, fantastic as well. I did say I would have preferred Bernardeschi, but I think they've got a lot of good physical attributes. They're very enthusiastic, very passionate, but even Perisic still looks realistically that it is going to happen about even Perisic. Currently, Manchester United and Juventus and the player have agreed personal terms. As I said, they'd been having showdown talks and stuff, which, as I said, I couldn't get my head round what was going on with even Perisic. But now Inter Milan are basically now looking to look for alternative replacements. I think they've looked into Angel Di Maria from Paris Saint-Germain, and I think they've looked into somebody else. I can't remember who it is. But even Perisic is adamant that he still wants to go. I'm not quite sure if Inter Milan still want even Perisic to go, unless Manchester United are willing to, pay the price tag that Inter Milan are basically asking for. As I said, it is too much. He's not Galactico. He is good in the air. He's physically good at going around defenders. He had a lacklustre campaign last season with Inter Milan because they currently finished 7th, but he was one of their standout players. I think 11 goals and quite a few assists in there. So he can score goals. He doesn't set the world alight. He's one of our main priorities, and I still hope that we do get even Perisic on the board, because we need them creative winners. We need to add more depth in there. And we're lacking that at the moment, as, we want more deals to be announced and fully confirmed as soon as possible. And I said even Perisic can improve a squad, but he can't improve a starting 11. I think more talks will be discussed further down the line, because obviously Inter Milan are looking for more replacements, and I think they've eased, by the 30th of June, they eased their financial fair plays off, as I think they have come to agreements with small deals over the last few weeks of Inter Milan, because they needed to raise some money for their financial fair play regulation. They need to raise some money, and I think they currently have done that, as new Chinese owners have just took over Inter Milan recently, not long ago. So yeah, as I said about James Rodriguez, yes, he signed a 2-year loan deal with Bayern Munich, I don't think he's currently had his medical just as yet. I think he's got that to fully complete, and then the contract will be fully announced and completed. Yes, but James Rodriguez, as I said, I hugely miss James Rodriguez. You know, he's a fantastic player. He's versatile, good at driving forward, good at combining with his teammates well, can score fantastic goals, was the top scorer in the World Cup before, and his outstanding performances were very sublime in the World Cup. He got bought from 2014, was it £60 million or something like that from Monaco, earned his place at Real Madrid. And then since Zidane took over Real Madrid, he's failed to really establish himself. He hasn't been getting the starts that he wants there. He's been feeling unsettled there. And you could tell with his history, he's done fantastic. Won La Ligas, won Champions Leagues, won the UEFA Super Cup, won the FIFA World Cup. He's won trophies with Porto. So he's a magnificent player. And it had stemmed for quite a long time that he was still in the favour of coming to Manchester United. But it's just that price tag that had been set out that George Mendes had banned him up to the top clubs, that basically no club were willing to pay that price tag that Real Madrid had set out because they may have felt as though it were too much. But yes, Bayern Munich have come to an agreement now on a 2-year loan deal for him. And I was also talking about the Bakayoko earlier on today. As I did say, you know, with the press and the media sometimes, and the news agents, they like to pull traffic in certain scenarios to justify their existence. With the media though, some of it's true, some of it's lies. But in my opinion, in the Bakayoko case, as it said, they hadn't agreed personal terms, Chelsea and Bakayoko. They'd been in advanced talks quite a while. I think we'd been interested in before quite long ago now. But we've been more indicated and we've been more interested in Fabinho, his current teammate. And the main headline was Manchester United basically agree a £35 million deal, what Chelsea offered him as well, to hijack Chelsea yet again. But I didn't believe it because there wasn't enough evidence behind it. He hasn't currently had his medical yet. That's basically due to a delay with the slight knee injury I think he's suffered. But I do think this is a fake narrative about this story, guys. It was stemming from the Daily Express. It was coming from Sky Sports. Coming from numerous medias and reports. And you know they like to pull traffic in because that's what they do in certain situations, as we've witnessed during this transfer window in certain situations. Because it only says a little bit about Bakayoko. Yes, he says about his 46 appearances that he's made. I know his skills, very good in the air, very tenacious, good at driving forward, very composed, organised, energetic. And he'd be fantastic. I'd love the likes of Bakayoko. But the most of it says about the Romelu Lukaku. Us signing Lukaku, how he feels about coming to Manchester United. It's the biggest club in the world, you know, best history, best fan base, biggest stadium in English football and all that. And I'm destined to win trophies with Manchester United. And I want to be in Champions League football. And he currently is now, he's Romelu Lukaku. And that's what it's basically saying on that report about Bakayoko. So why is most of the headlines saying about Lukaku when they're supposed to be talking about Bakayoko? I just don't feel as though there's any evidence behind it. And I still think Chelsea have any incentive to get him for that £40 million. And they were justifying their existence with a Harry Kane situation. Why would he want to leave Tottenham? He's playing around good players. He's a prolific goal scorer, currently got the Golden Boot last season. He's currently finished second in the league last season. Tottenham have been consistent for the last couple of seasons. So why would he want to leave Tottenham? I don't understand. He wouldn't want to leave Tottenham. I think, there again, fake narrative, justifying their existence. Harry Kane, top scorer, Golden Boot, good aerial threat, and he's fantastic. He's probably one of the best in the Premier League or in the world as a striker, is Harry Kane. So he has and they've just got a new stadium, Tottenham, so he had no reason to leave Tottenham whatsoever. So it was just a fake narrative. And same with Ronaldo. Well, with the way that he was spouting about Ronaldo, there might have been some trust in what he was saying about Cristiano Ronaldo. The way that he was spouting about, he made an irreversible decision to leave Real Madrid, according to the Portuguese reports. And I said, basically, I believe some of it. I didn't believe all of it because he's aware of the tax allegations, and I said he was being petulant. It was mainly to do with the tax authorities, and now he said he was going to be discussing more after the Confederations Cup. there were staggering amounts of money that were willing to get Ronaldo on the board, like 131 million, 150 million or something like that. A staggering amount of money. It would be worth it for the player like him. In reality, I would like him. But it was never going to happen because Manchester United were in there. Then he was basically maybe favoured to move to PSG. You know, it was never going to happen, guys, about Ronaldo. And with his performances at Manchester United, which is fantastic, 42 goals in one season, 3 Champions League in 4 seasons with Real Madrid, and look what he achieved at Manchester United, which was fantastic, but I just didn't believe it because I just think he was being petulant. Now Perez has given him a tap on the back, things have calmed down, he's been at the Burn about 8 years, and I still think he will stay at Real Madrid, and I think it's been confirmed he's staying at Real Madrid, I think, so that was never going to happen. So in situations like the Bakayoko, the Kane, the Ronaldos, you know, they're justifying their existence, you know, putting fake narratives out, you know, if they've got, not, you know, that's what I mean, and some of it is true, some of it is lies, but whether it's true or not, you've still got to report on what's being said, and that's it, and it was like, it's comparable to Messi with Ronaldo when he had the tax case, you know, it was comparable in certain situations, but there you go, guys, and yes, I'm disappointed, because this transfer window really, you know, we've had positives, we've had disappointments, we've had positives coming up, we've had positives in the last week, so obviously disappointing with Rodriguez going to Bayern Munich on a 2-year loan deal. We've had positives and we've had negatives. The negatives obviously were the Talisca Anderson from Perisic, as said with agreed personal terms. Then it was the AKM Turkish reports that had said that, but it didn't turn out true, so that was lies, so there you go. And the Griezmann was true, but obviously the transfer ban spoiled that with Griezmann. We could still look further to him in January. And Perisic has been hot and cold. That's been up and down as well. But Perisic does look realistic now. But I still have concerns at left back. I still think that Manchester United need a left back. We need an essential left back there, to be quite fair, guys. I still believe that we need an essential left back as well. And there's other players being thrown. There's other players that have been thrown into the equation that could be a possibility as well. And yeah, I'd love the likes of Fabinho there. I'd love the likes of Nainggolan in that midfield. I'd said Carrick's not strong enough going on to next season. I think we need to strengthen up in depth in that mid. And I think we're okay in defence. Maybe left back, yeah, that's a concern. Centre back's fine. The midfield is my main concern. I've identified that as a key role where Manchester United need to strengthen up. And yes, guys, that's about it. And anyway, when more things update, which I presume they will, I'll be updating you guys on that. So thanks for your time and company. Drop a like on the video and take it easy, and I'll see you later on. Bye.